Hello. Have you ever sewn something for someone and worried that it is going to look good on them or they're not going to like it? Well, I've created a solution for it and it's called the fabric formula. And I am going to talk about that in a moment. But first, I wanted to talk about how and why it came about. I think when we have clarity behind our creativity, original work is created that solves problems, that adds value to this world. I think clarity and creativity go hand in hand, um, and it's the reason why I want to talk to you about how and why this fabric formula came about. I love Sir Ken Robinson's definition of creativity, and he describes it as the process of original ideas that add value to this world. And there's three important components to that definition. The first one is it's a process, it's original, and it adds value. And I just want to unpack those three for you just quickly. Um, and I'll start with value. And so, when we talk about value, when our creativity gives value to the world, it solves a problem or it seizes an opportunity, makes the most of an opportunity. So, the problem that I solve in creating my sewing patterns is there is this, seems to be this worldwide problem of gift giving to boys and men. There seems to be this problem of what do I give men and boys for their birthday or for Christmas? There doesn't seem to be the same level of same level of problem with men and with women and girls, but for men it just seems harder. And so I do that through sewing patterns and fabric. So instead of racing to the shops to buy them something, we race to the shops to make them something. And so that's through my creativity, that's the value I aim to add to the world. So that's the third part of the definition. It's a process of original ideas that adds value. The second part is original. It's our creativity is creative when it's original. And this is where traditionally we think creativity sits, this hot mess of chaos and new ideas. But to you, who is a seasoned creative person, there is clarity and there is order and there is process to your sewing. And that exists because you are, as a result of creating original work. And I think it's a really important part of the creative process. And that brings me to the third part, in that creativity is a process. And the process that I use, and you might have heard me talk about it before, is saturate, percolate, create, celebrate, rejuvenate. And I iterate this process over and over again. Um, Say, for example, when I am creating a sewing pattern, I will uh, seek feedback from you. Each year we do a survey where I will ask which looks of these do you like. So that's my saturate stage. I get feedback from what's current trends, but mostly I take guidance from you. And then I add that to my values, my existing style, my existing collection, which is the percolate stage, to then design something that is original, and that's that create stage. There's no creativity without actually doing something. So the create stage is when you put pen to paper, or for sewing it's when you have your fabric and your pattern and you start cutting it out. And then celebrate, which is an often forgotten way of, often forgotten part of the creative process, and that can be just celebrating with the people that we love and admire and whose opinion we value. And then we rejuvenate, we give ourselves a break. And so when I'm going through this creative process, and I know at any one time which of those 5 steps I'm in, and when it's starting to feel tired or I'm exhausted or the inspiration's just not coming to you, I know it's time to move to the next step in that process. And so I might iterate this over and over again on a micro scale at, say, designing a fabric or even just designing a motif within a fabric. But then I will also apply this whole process to designing a whole collection, for example. So, um, so I have been going through this creative process over the last 6 months to solve this problem around sewing something and being worried that it's not going to look good on them. And that's how the fabric formula has come about. And it's been 6 months in the making. It's still not quite finished yet. It's going to be launched at the end of November. And I've still got a little bit of the actual formula left to create, but also there's a whole lot of tech that's got to go in behind it to make sure I deliver the right report to you, the right answer. And I have spent lots of time talking with people in fashion, with stylists, people that know about, have a long-standing experience in this to make sure I get it right for you. And as I said, it's still not finished yet. There will the process that you will go through will be that you buy the fabric formula, you do the quiz, and you get your report. And there are 11 possible outcomes for you. So as you can see, I've done 10 of them. I've got one left to go. We're nearly there. But what you get inside this formula takes a lot of your second guessing, your anxiety, your worry out of the whole process, because you have a formula that will guide you through. Now, in the formula, it helps you firstly with your colors, and but those colors are a manageable number of colors. Sometimes you can see just this whole screen full of colors and you go, oh my gosh, where do I start? So what I've also done is taken those colors and put them into wearable combinations for you. And I've done that with men and boys in mind. So I've also given you examples of how those color combinations will look together. And you go, oh yeah, I like that. I could do that. In addition to the colors, you also get information on your scale, pattern scale, so fabric scale and density. And so whether a pattern is big or small, and how close those patterns are together on the fabric. And then guidance on your body shape and what pattern types suit your body shape and how you should wear them. And in addition to that, because I want you not just to complete this, I want you to use it, because the outcome of getting it right has such an overwhelming impact on how someone feels and their confidence and how they look. It's worth doing. So in addition to all of that, I have put together 6 men's fabric pattern styles in your color that will suit you. And you can order those swatches, so then you have those at hand. So when you go shopping for fabric, you can just pull them out and use them as a reference tile. So you can shop with confidence. That especially if you're buying fabric to make a gift, and and it's a surprise, and so you can't tell them about it, and you can't hold something up to them and to see if it works. You've got your reference guide in your handbag or in your pocket at any one time. And the lovely thing about swatches is you can touch them, feel them, you can hold them up to your face. So that is the sorts of information that you will get in your fabric formula, and it become such a valuable tool for you. So I was just thinking the other day, this happened to me. You had your son, when your son comes to you and says, "Mum, I've got a birthday party to go to, and it's next weekend, and he's having it around the pool. Can you make a shirt for me?" And now you will have all the tools available to you to do this with calm and confidence. So there's no more panic, crazy rushing around. This is something that you will be able to put your hand to in an instant. The other nice thing, in addition to going fabric shopping with it, is that you can also have a look at your existing stash. You can open your cupboards up and have your swatches there and start sorting your fabric stash based on the people that you sew for. How lovely is that? How original and valuable is that? So it has lots of purposes. Now, as I said, this is available in November. It's not quite ready yet. And end of November also happens to be Black Friday. Now, I have never done a Black Friday sale before, and I don't do sales. I think everything in the shop is already a really good value for what it is. So this is very unique, but I think it's really important, and that's why I'm doing it. I think this is such a valuable tool, and it will change the way that you sew for the people that you love and the value that you add. So I'm going to do a BOGO at the end of November. And a BOGO is buy one, get one. So when you buy a fabric formula, you get one profile. That gives you one profile, and it can be for anyone. It doesn't matter who it's for. So with the BOGO, you buy one and you get two profiles for the price of one. Buy one, get one. But I'm only going to make this available for a limited number. And those on the wait list will get early access, so it's worth being on the wait list for this. And then for all of those that have not been used up with the early access, they will be made available over the weekend. So I highly encourage you to join the fabric formula waitlist. I will post a link to this in the comments because I would love you to have this in part of your resource. We are making this a partly manual process that you can do because I want you to learn how to do it. I want you to learn how to understand what colors look good on you. We are all lovers of learning. I think that's a classic characteristic strength of someone who loves to sew. So that's an important step for you, and it will be something that will stick with you for all of time, for the rest of your time. And I've created a very unique visual way of working out what you are in here. So it'll be a really valuable tool. So I encourage you to to join the fabric formula waitlist so you can take full advantage of that buy one get one free when it comes around in November. Okay, have a great day. Join the waitlist and we'll see you looking good.